Let's explore the 5 most youth-restoring haircuts for women over 50. Together, gorgeous, because the right cut alone can quietly rewind the clock in ways no product ever could. I research worst style and beauty mistakes and youth-boosting fixes for mature women so you get simple, proven transformations that work instantly. Today we're perfecting your haircut choice. You'll look 10 years younger. By the end, we are covering 4 powerful parts. The face-framing cuts that lift your features instantly, the length secrets stylists use on mature clients, the texture and layer techniques that restore youthful body, and the finishing cut details that make everything come together beautifully. Stay for the game changer in part 3. Most women have never heard this advice before. Subscribe to Ageless Glow so you never miss a tip made just for you. Part 1. Face framing cuts that instantly lift your features. Most overlook this, but the single most powerful thing a haircut can do for a woman over 50 is lift the face. As we age, the face naturally loses volume and definition around the jawline, cheeks, and temples. The right haircut works like a visual facelift, drawing the eye upward, defining the features, and restoring a brightness to your entire appearance that takes years off effortlessly. Face framing is not simply about having layers around the face. It is about where those layers begin, how they fall, and what shape they create around your specific features. Done correctly, it is the most aging reversing tool available, and it costs nothing extra at your next salon visit. Here are 5 face framing cut solutions that lift and rejuvenate beautifully. 1. A soft curtain fringe that parts gently at the center and sweeps to each side draws immediate attention to the eyes and cheekbones, creating an instant upward visual pull across the entire face. 2. Long face framing layers that begin at the cheekbone and angle slightly forward define the jaw area without pulling attention downward toward the neck. 3. A wispy, piecewise fringe just grazing the brow line softens forehead lines, while framing the eyes as the focal point of your look. 4. Rounded layers around the temples add visual width to narrow faces and restore the fullness that naturally diminishes around this area after 50. 5. A side-swept fringe, even a very light one, creates asymmetry that adds youthful energy and movement to the face immediately. These solutions work beautifully across oval, round, heart, and square face shapes, though the exact placement of each frame adapts to your individual bone structure. Face framing works because the human eye travels in the direction shapes point. Layers and angles that point upward carry the eye toward your best features, eyes, cheekbones, and smile, rather than downward toward the jaw or neck. This upward redirect is what creates the immediate impression of youth and vitality. For maintenance, have face framing layers freshened at every trim. They grow out faster than the rest of the cut and lose their lifting effect quickly. A 6-week refresh keeps everything working exactly as intended. This shaves off 10 years every single time. Part 2. The length secrets stylists use on mature clients. You'll love this part, because the length of your haircut is doing far more work than you realize, and most stylists never explain why they recommend what they do. For women over 50, hair length is not simply a style preference. It is a strategic choice that either adds youth and elegance or quietly pulls the face downward and ages the entire silhouette. The most common length mistake is keeping hair either too long with no internal shape or cutting it too short without enough softness. Both extremes remove the balance that makes mature hair look intentional, polished, and naturally youthful. Here are 5 length solutions that flatter and rejuvenate beautifully. 1. The collarbone length cut, sitting just at or an inch below the collarbone, is the single most universally flattering length for women over 50. It elongates the neck, frames the face beautifully, and holds volume far more effectively than longer lengths. 2. The classic bob landing between the jaw and collarbone creates clean, strong lines that define the face and jaw area, making features appear sharper and more lifted. 3. A shoulder-length cut with soft interior layers gives fine or thinning hair the density it needs while still appearing full and intentional from all angles. 4. A modern pixie or short crop, when shaped with softness at the temples and crown, frames the face exquisitely and draws immediate focus to the eyes and cheekbones. 5. A lob, or long bob, grazing the collarbone with subtle internal layering, is a timeless length that flatters virtually every face shape and hair texture. In the over 50 category, these lengths translate beautifully across straight, wavy, curly, fine, and thick hair types with only minor technique adjustments needed. Length affects the visual center of gravity of your entire look. Hair that ends at the right point creates a natural resting line for the eye, one that keeps attention near the face rather than pulling it downward toward the shoulders or chest. This is the quiet science behind every great mature haircut recommendation. For maintenance, commit to trimming every 6 to 8 weeks without exception. Hair that grows even a half inch past its ideal length begins losing its shape and the youthful effect disappears gradually without you noticing. Most overlook this timing entirely. Part 3. Texture and layer techniques that restore youthful body. This is the game changer most women never hear. And once you know it, you will never look at a haircut the same way again. Texture and layering are not just finishing details added at the end of a haircut. For women over 50, they are the entire architecture of a youthful result. The right layering technique can double the apparent density of thinning hair and restore the bounce and movement that fine hair loses naturally with age. The biggest layering mistake mature women make is asking for too many layers, or layers that begin too high on the head. Overlayering removes weight from exactly the areas where fine hair needs it most, leaving the style looking thin, stringy, and difficult to manage. Here are 5 texture and layering solutions that restore body and youth. 1. Ask your stylist for mid-length layers only, beginning no higher than the chin and falling through the lengths. This preserves weight at the crown, while creating movement in the lower sections. 2. Soft disconnected layers, subtle changes in length within the cut rather than dramatic graduations. Add dimension and visual thickness without removing too much weight at once. 3. Point cutting at the ends during your trim removes bulk without removing length, giving fine hair a softer, more textured appearance that looks intentionally styled rather than thin. 4. A subtle undercut at the nape removes heavy density in thick hair while simultaneously reducing the weight that pulls fine hair flat in the back section. 5. Asking for a razor finish on the outer layers adds organic texture and movement that mimics the natural body younger hair carries, giving the whole style a lively, refreshed energy. These layering strategies work across straight, naturally wavy, and curly, mature hair with beautiful and individually flattering results every time. Layers work by creating visual planes within the hair, multiple levels of length that catch light differently and give the impression of density and depth. Flat, one-length hair reflects light uniformly, which actually emphasizes thinness. Layered hair breaks that reflection beautifully. This shaves off 10 years the moment you step out of the salon chair. For maintenance, use a light texturizing spray on dry hair between washes to reactivate the movement and separation that layering creates. Without this simple step, layers settle flat and lose their youth-enhancing effect by mid-morning. Part 4. The finishing cut details that make everything come together. Most overlook these final details entirely, but they are what separates a good haircut from a truly transformative one. Finishing details are the small, deliberate decisions made in the last few minutes of a haircut that refine the shape, soften the lines, and ensure the cut works perfectly with your specific hair texture, face shape, and lifestyle. For women over 50, these details are not optional extras. They are what make the difference between looking polished and looking simply trimmed. The biggest finishing mistake is leaving the salon the moment the cutting is done, without discussing how the shape should behave on your specific hair type. A cut that works beautifully in the salon but collapses at home has almost always skipped the finishing conversation. Here are 5 finishing cut details that elevate and complete every haircut. 1. Ask your stylist to check the cut from all angles, front, side, and back, before finalizing. The back and side silhouette of a mature haircut matters enormously for overall elegance and should never be an afterthought. 2. Request soft, feathered edges rather than blunt lines around the perimeter of the cut. Blunt, hard perimeters can look severe on mature faces, while soft edges create a natural, graceful frame. 3. Have the nape cleaned and shaped. A polished, defined nape line instantly makes any cut look more intentional and refined, particularly for shorter styles or cuts worn behind the ears. 4. Ask about the natural growth pattern of your crown and temples. A skilled stylist accounts for these patterns in the finishing shape, so the cut falls perfectly even on air-dried hair without constant restyling. 5. Request a personalized styling demonstration before leaving the salon. Understanding exactly how to blow-dry or air-dry your specific cut ensures you replicate the youthful result at home every single time. These finishing conversations and techniques apply equally to short, medium, and long cuts across all hair types and textures. Great finishing works because it customizes the cut to your individual hair behavior. Every woman's hair grows, falls, and moves differently, and a truly expert finish accounts for all of that. This is the wisdom that separates a haircut that serves you daily from one that only looks great the day you get it. You'll love the difference immediately. For maintenance, photograph your hair from front, side, and back immediately after every great salon visit. These photos become your reference for future appointments and ensure your stylist always recreates exactly the cut that works best for your specific features and lifestyle. Boom, gorgeous! You look 10 years younger. You now have 5 powerful haircut secrets and the 4 key layers of wisdom behind every single one of them. The right haircut is not luck, it is knowledge, and now you have it. Wear this confidently everywhere you go, because great style at every age starts with understanding what truly works for you. If any of these 5 haircuts surprised you, or if you have been wearing the wrong length for years, drop it in the comments below. I would love to hear your story. Give this a like if it helped you and subscribe to Ageless Glow so you never miss a transformation tip made just for gorgeous, wise women like you. See you in the next one.